Hey guys, it's Steven from Steven's Classic Garage, and welcome back to the final video talking about the Mark 1 brake caliper modification, brake caliper swap, which I think is one of the best caliper mods, one of the best brake mods on the Mark 1 Rabbit, and the cheapest, so also the best and the cheapest. So this is if you have the ATE calipers and you change it over to the Kelsey Hayes calipers, and you want to get better stopping power and less brake fade. And sorry, I'm a little under the weather, so my voice might cut in and out. And sorry if it's a little bit dark, but I'm here. I'm actually adjusting the coilover height for the my last video talking about the Go-Kraut brace not clearing over speed bumps. So I'm lifting the car by about an inch to get that extra clearance. Anyways. So what I'm going to be talking about is the final conclusion of this brake mod and my final thoughts. So obviously I kind of lead it into that at the beginning. I think it is an excellent mod now that I've driven it. There are some caveats and other things that I think need to be upgraded in order to get the full experience. So as you saw in my previous videos, a very simple mod, easy to do. And I'm gonna say, bar none, you get way better performance. Now, if I had semi-metallic pads, I think this would be a completely different beast. I think it would stop way better and do all that stuff. But it's great because there's low noise unless you're like stomping on it all the way. If you're stomping on it fully, then something else in here vibrates and causes that sound to happen. So I am actually very impressed with the ceramic pads itself. I'm going to actually be doing another video talking about, because the ceramic pads have nothing really to do with this caliper, because this caliper swap, because whether you're running it in the ATE, which is the Teves, or the Girling, or the Kelsey Hayes, the caliper is independent of the pad material that you use. So I'll shoot another video talking about the ceramic pads, and whether after I do some more research into some more testing into the sound as well as the particulate that comes off the pads. So what are some other things here? So $150, I was into the whole project, and got brand new calipers, brand new piston sections of the calipers, brand new brake lines, brand new master cylinder, all that stuff. So yeah, Jake, I'm shooting a video, Jake. So I would definitely recommend this and run the vented caliper. I mean the vented rotor that has this section in the middle. That'll give you less brake fade over time. So overall, I think that this is an amazing upgrade. Now, there are a couple of things that I think need to be fixed on other portions of the car to get really the best experience. Number one is inside the car there is a big section of the manual brake where basically nothing happens, and that was with the ATE, the Teves, and the Kelsey Hayes. So what it's got to be is that just at that, it's got to be the master cylinder. So just in that section, nothing happens. So what I want to do is I want to basically make these guys, when these guys wear a little bit better and they float, I want to so when I have a little bit extra room, I want to move this caliper out a little bit. I'm going to stick a shim in there, and basically I'm going to make an adjustable piece inside that goes to the push rod that goes into the brake cylinder, and that will push. So basically I get rid of all that slack, so the pedal gets harder faster before the floor. So right now is way better than the ATE, where it gets solid a little bit further than the floor, but still all of the braking happens about the last 20% of travel. When I get all the way down the floor, that's when it basically locks up. But what I would like to have is I would like to have a better travel, more resolution I call it. So basically I could have more control over the brakes. Because this car does not have anti-lock brakes, that's really the best situation to have, is to have more resolution and more control over the braking force so that you don't lock the car up and obviously cause an accident. So that's something that I want to machine, is just a little piece that goes there that has a threaded piece that you could just adjust and push the push rod out. And right now I could do at least a couple turns where it's level with my clutch. So that is one thing that I could do, is at least make it level to my clutch. And then when this is worn, I want to have it to where I could turn it in. Stand by. Oh, sorry, I'm sick, as you can hear. So where I could turn it in to where if I put a shim under there, I just start to feel it not being able to come out. And then that way I could get the most out of these pads and the braking system, and get the most resolution, because I think that is a major downfall with the manual brake car. Other than that, the brake line is great. I definitely, again, would not put it into that fork there. Just have these pieces and put them like that, so if it hits, it's not going to hit the brake line, because that bracket there, I think, is twisting the brake line depending on how you're turning and stuff like that. So eventually it will wear away at that. So I mean, you could have it to where it's like bumping up against it or whatever, and it should be fine. And the length of the tube is fine as well. So I would definitely recommend this brake mod. That other part I'll have to show for the brakes. I'll have to show that one inside the car, because I think that's also really necessary on a manual brake car. But I'm really curious to see somebody do this mod on a servo powered brake car. That would be so a servo or a brake booster, I guess you call it, car. I'd really like to see how this performs. And then what I might also do is I might also swap these to semi-metallic, and see how that goes, and see if I get better braking performance, and see what the sound is like, and see what the particulate is like, and see what the brake life is like. But right now, I don't know if you guys could see it because it's really dark. Kind of most of the crosshatch marks are gone, and it's really smooth. There is no deep marring marks on the rotor. So these pads are doing really, really well. And I'm starting to see a pattern circle. So I think it has a little bit more to go on the hatch marks before it starts to break in really, really nice and get everything nice and flat and level. And then up to that point, because since I put it on, it definitely has the braking power definitely has improved, where the pad is starting to mate with the surface and starting to level the surface out so that it has more contact area. And so over time I have been feeling like it does get, the braking power is way better now. And so yeah, I would definitely look into this upgrade, and I would do it again if I had another car or a friend that didn't have this option. I would definitely recommend this to a friend and even help them do it. And I think that this is definitely within the realm of anybody doing, especially with if you're near a Harbor Freight, very cheap access to tools. Basically you just need an angle grinder, and then you need some Allen wrenches and some sockets. Actually, you even need an Allen wrench. I can't even remember what I used the Allen wrench for. But you just need you could either just do the whole thing with adjustable crescent. I don't recommend that. I recommend you using the right wrenches and some sockets, and then a grinder, angle grinder you get from Harbor Freight, and cut your backing plate out. And also, you know, some patience to go back there and if you want to contour it perfectly or whatever. So more brake mods to come. What I want to do is I want to either get some more of these or put those teeves in the back. So change it from drum to disc in the back, and I will also, when I get to that point, if I get to that point, I'll record that as well and help you guys learn how to do it. So definitely look into doing this mod. Make sure that you watch the whole series and you know everything about it before you go into it, so you could learn from some of my mistakes. For example, the pads not having that little cutout. So make sure that you know all that stuff going into it, and you make the right decisions to leave you with the least amount of work. But definitely one of the best upgrades to the car that you can make as far as the braking system. So go ahead and watch the whole series and let me know how it goes. So thank you, and stay tuned for more videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.